But I really appreciate everybody coming out. The program's not over because we got still partying, you know. But we had the highlight of the moment. I want to bring Young Guru out to introduce hip hop icon, and I'm gonna get out the way because I'm gonna enjoy this show just like y'all. I'm going to sit out there with y'all, and we're gonna jump up. So I'm gonna turn it over to Young Guru, and I thank everybody for coming out. Here you go, player.
Ladies and gentlemen, hold on, before he gets out of here, make some noise. And I told y'all all night, I'm going to refer to him as Grand G. So make some noise for Grand G.
Grand G, it's getting funky.
We gonna let Slick Rick, hold on, Grand G, stay right there. We gonna let Slick Rick get set up. And this is better, because you said I had 3 minutes, but I'm gonna need a little bit longer than 3 minutes for me to explain to this room what this moment means to me, right? So again, I told y'all when Freeway came on here, I am a son of Wilmington, Delaware. Make some noise for that.
Yeah.
My mother and my father went to Delaware State. Before it was Delaware State University, it was Delaware State.
College.
Okay? They decided to have a child on 39th Street, 316, West 39th Street to be specific for anybody that's from Wilmington, Delaware. Make some noise if you're from Delaware. I was a child that was brought up in hip hop. And when I was a child, I fell in love with this culture. It's almost like I grew up with it. I never really was introduced to hip hop. I was born in it. That's the real experience of what I went through. So, on 39th Street, I used to walk to the corner on Matson Run, and I would make a left. And it was 2 DJs that lived in my neighborhood. One was named Jay, and one was named Joey. And if I made a right and went down the block, it was this dude named Shot Money. And they were the most incredible DJs I had ever seen in my life. No disrespect to anybody else, but they were the most incredible DJs I had ever seen in my life. You gotta understand what this means to me at the age of 10, the age of 11, the age of 12. In 1989, when I was 15 years old, the guys that I had seen that trained me, that had me in their basement scratching on turntables, came out with an album, and it was actually available right here on 4th Street in my local shop on vinyl. And on the cover is a bunch of guys that I seen from my neighborhood. One of them happens to be standing right there.
Grand G.
I know we talk about healthcare. We're gonna get into that a little bit later. My lady deals in healthcare. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole reason why we're here. But it's also a combination with hip hop. So I want to tell you what this man means to me and the reason why I'm here. And the reason that when he makes a phone call and says, "Go, I need you to be on this board," it's not about the millions of dollars and all that other stuff. It's about the support. Because this man changed my life. When I tell you changed my life, I mean changed my life. He influenced me because when I was 15 years old, I saw somebody that looked like me on the cover of an album with songs that I used to walk down to the projects and understand this. In Wilmington, Delaware in the 80s, it was a little crazy. The Yayo Boys was coming in from Philly. It was a lot of stuff going on. We're not gonna get into that right now. But what happened was, my father's best friend was the head of Park and Recreation for Wilmington, Delaware. His name was John Sheehy. And he used to give us these little generators. And what they did was they had midnight basketball games back in the 80s. I'm showing my age. Price's Park. So we would play outside. You gotta understand what that means to a kid that's 15 years old that gets to be behind the rope. It means a lot. I was playing music for the people in my neighborhood, the people here, the people in Wilmington. I would come down here at 4th Street, I would go buy records, and I would go play them for the people. And there was this one record called Riverside Bucket 26.
Riverside Bucket 26.
So if you're not from
MC
Delaware,
Isaiah.
you may not understand the reference. But this was like Wilmington, Delaware, South Bronx, if you know KRS-One or any of those people. This was a record that brought all the neighborhoods together. I'm from the north side, but I was also a lifeguard. So I would go down South Bridge and I would be a lifeguard. And I would go to all the other places and be a lifeguard, right? And I knew everybody from every neighborhood. And we used to fight a lot amongst ourselves. But it was this one record that brought us all together. And it was called Riverside Bucket 26.
Come on!
Now, it was this dude named Peebo who had one of the most amazing verses on this record. My mother taught Peebo.
Oh, snap.
Let me understand. I'm trying to give you all a connection of how this happens. At this time, I don't know this man.
Allegedly.
Because I'm following two other DJs that happen to know him. And I would beg them, please let me go to the studio with y'all. When they was DJing at Mount Pleasant, they would never let me go up there with them. I was the kid, I was the young boy. You know what I'm saying? And he made it possible for all of us to believe and to dream and to see what it looked like when somebody was on the front of an album cover that you could buy in your local record store. This is what hip hop meant to us. So when we played this record, all the violence stopped. Everybody from every side of town would vibrate to this one record that he put out on his album. And I told him, whatever you need, I'm there for you. You know why? Because you influenced my life and put me on a path that would lead me to something great. So it's not about Rockefeller Records, as much as I love Freeway, who was here before and all that. It's about Grand G right now.
Yeah, Grand G. Grand G.
It's also a personal story. It's also a personal story.
That's our brother.
I lost my father a couple years ago to cancer.
Mother?
So, as someone who has never been through this journey, but who has been affected by it, who has watched people day by day by day by day deal with it. When my father was too proud to let me take him to the hospital, when my father was too proud to be like, hey man, I'm not letting these people prop my legs up on some thing and stick this thing in me and other. No, my father wouldn't do that. You understand what I'm saying? This was my lady every day, where she works for a company and all she says to me every day is, I wish these people went to dialysis every single day. They won't do it. This is the importance of what he's doing right now. I'm trying to connect these dots for y'all. You understand what I'm saying? This is why we're here. This is the real reason why we're here. So when he hit me and he said, hey man, I want you to be on this board, I said, I'm down. Before you even say it to me, I'm down. He's like, no, bro, I got it. I was like, why is this such a thing that we can't talk about on the phone? So we went downtown and we had a meal, right? And he was like, I want to give you this whole presentation because, Ghoul, this is not just me talking about it. This is me bringing Pfizer. This is me bringing doctors. This is me bringing the whole thing together because at the end of the day, the people that I'm meeting, they really want to help.
That's right.
They just don't know how to get to us. He's the vehicle for how they get to us. It's really that simple. When you talk to the people in the community, the people that have affected us, the people who ain't just coming for a check, the people who've been there forever, the people who have affected lives, the people who are so tied in. And when they go through a personal thing, now you can understand how to affect the community for real. It's not just a talk in your meetings. One of the things my lady always talks about, oh, y'all talk in these meetings, besides the fact that y'all doctors need to realize how to write. Your handwriting is horrible. I'm gonna tell y'all from somebody that really deals with it on a daily basis, your handwriting is horrible. But from somebody that really deals with it, the black community feels like nobody deals with us. And then we have doctors that are outside of the community that come and say, I really want to help, but I don't know how to effectively get to those people. This is how you effectively get to those people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm telling you from Delaware standpoint. You understand what I'm saying? This is a real testimony for y'all. But I wanted to talk about how this man affected my life. So in 1989, when I'm 51 years old, so y'all can check the dates. In 1989, this man came out with an album called Project X. Just think about that. When we young kids, he has the idea to put everybody in this whole community together. Everybody that makes hip hop, and said, let's make an album.
That's right, amen.
Let's make an album.
Yep.
And it affected everything in my life. From that point, I wanted to be a DJ. From that point, I wanted to be a producer. From that point, I wanted to go to New York and show them that Delaware is better than all of y'all.
That part. That part.
From that point. That's why I'm up here. And that's why I love this man. You understand what I'm saying? This is just my personal testimony to y'all. This is why y'all see me running around. This is why I'm like, yo, you take care of this, I got that in the back. Because this is how we operate. This is how we operate. Ladies and gentlemen, please, please make some noise. I'm going to keep referring to him as Grand G. But ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Grand G one time. Now, you sure? Also, the reason I'm up here is to show the companies that's in here the power of hip hop. So, it's a lot of